Hey everybody, Wayland here. I'm going to do a prime brisket from Sam's Club. I'm going to take it to work tomorrow. It's 7 o'clock at night. Can I get this done? So I'm going to roll smoke on it on Eileen for a couple hours, get a nice color to it, and set that bark. And I'll move it to a pellet cooker and go to sleep. I'll use my ThermoPro to help me monitor temps and alert me to wake me up when this brisket is up to temp. I'm also going to run this pellet cooker at just 210 degrees to finish it off. So let's see how long that takes and how well it goes. Another thing I'm going to try are these knives from Sam's Club. Members Mark. Basically a boning knife and a utility knife. All right, I had to get a knife to open my knives. This is silly. I'm gonna hurt myself. I don't know if they're sharp right out of the package. Clean my surface, so I'm just going to use the table here. And although, let's see, this knife cut this bag pretty easily. Okay. That needs to be washed. Wash me. Yeah, these cut gloves are nice, but without the rubber glove on, they're gonna get soaked in blood. So, using my backup, or my second one, I just okay. They're always so slippery. All right, this is about 15 pounds. Okay, try to get most of that blood not on the table. All right. It's pretty good. Sam's Club piece. I'm gonna leave that. This I'll take off though. Let's start over here. Ooh, raunchy. Also not frozen, so didn't really have much time to freeze it. I got folks challenging me to taste my world's best brisket, so I'm just gonna have to trim that up later. I'm gonna try to get this thing on the pit as fast as I can. So anyways, well, this Members Mark knife is pretty good. It's pretty sharp right out the gate. So there's some fat over here. Go ahead and render some fat into tallow, and so I can put it on this brisket here when I'm done. I've got jars of it. I can't you know, I mean, this is some good prime fat. So anyways, if you want to know, let's try this one. Oops. It's okay, it's kind of big. This is a utility knife, not a boning knife, so just kind of seeing if it's sharp enough though to do the job. Not too bad. So works good. So pretty cool. I don't know how well it'll sharpen or how long it'll last, but we'll see. They were $9 at Sam's Club. So, oops, flying fat. Trim this end off here. Save that meat. Round this up. Kind of in a hurry. Usually I like to use my cutting board, but that's a good table. It's got a good finish. I've scratched it up a bit, so I definitely ain't worried about that too much, but I'm trying not to cut into it. But anyways, I'm gonna finish trimming this. I'm not gonna record it all. I'll season it up and get it on the pit. I just wanna see how fast I can get this thing done and how well it's gonna do me trying to get it done last minute and running at 210 degrees on my pellet cooker through the night. I wanna finish it up sometime, hopefully early morning, you know? Something like, I don't know, 200, oh gosh, I might have to rush it. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is 5 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 10 hours. And then I'll rest it in my roaster. I'll take it to work in a roasting pan. I'll leave it in my office at 150 degrees, and come lunchtime we will eat it. So it will rest for a few hours, at which time I'll get some footage of me cutting into it and serving it again with my coworkers. This knife's pretty sharp, even with the brisket just being chilled, not frozen, so not bad at all actually for $9 at Sam's Club. So I'm trying to do it in a hurry, so maybe you will be watching me trim the whole thing as fast as I can. I got the offset going, got a fire started. I just got done running around town. Costco let me down, although Costco had brisket at $2.99 a pound. When I got there, one guy was putting 3 into his basket and there was none left for me. Just pour this fat off here. Works okay. This stuff's always kind of hard with the silver skin. Plus, let's try the boning knife. A little better, yeah, a little easier, of course. Okay. Leave that. Let's see. I'm gonna leave it. How thick is that? Okay. I definitely like what I'm doing. I get to teach people from around the U.S. and that's a really good job, especially full-time career benefits, you know. But as a passion, I love doing the barbecue. So I like talking about it when we're in down times or in between lessons or just as a little bit about myself kind of thing. And then I think my brisket is darn good, so I brag about it, and then people always challenge me to prove it. And I really like doing that. And I lots of time have people say it is the best they've ever had. So anyways, just good passion for it, a lot of practice, and a lot of mistakes. So I've cooked a couple hundred briskets over the last couple of years, so not a terrible lot, but I could say it does give me a little bit of practice. Okay, kind of a not too bad piece, a little bit ugly. Always freaking hard to. Some of these guys make that look a little easy. I think I'll leave that. That'll do. Yeah, that'll do. I'll leave it a good shape. Okay, I'm gonna season it up with my usual, and we're gonna put it on Eileen. All right, so got Eileen going. Got a fire in there. Got a water pot. Gonna put my fat trims there, and I'm gonna get this thing hot and going. So I'm gonna let smoke roll over it for a couple hours, get this brisket nice and dark, and then just move it over to the pellet cooker. We'll see how it goes. All right, so I got this brisket on, and I'm gonna use this TempSpike. Oh, it's magnetic. So this thing here is pretty cool. I think it's relatively new. It is rechargeable. The spike itself is wireless and Bluetooth. So I'm gonna stick this in my brisket right now in the flat at the front, because to me that's the most important piece to monitor temps on. So let's see how this goes. I'm gonna maybe screenshot also the app. It's very similar to the ThermoPro I've been using. I typically use my ThermoPro I have a 4-probe ThermoPro that I use to monitor the cook chamber temps, and then also I'll, towards the end of a cook, use it to monitor my meat's internal temperatures. But these things have the ability, it seems like, to kind of tell you how long it's going to take for you to get to that internal temperature that you're wanting to reach. So I'm going to put it in now. It's pretty early in the cook, and we'll see what it tells me. At times I found like my meter to not be too accurate when it comes to brisket, just because, you know, that I always tell people a brisket's done when it says it's done. So anyways, but I hope this thing will do like my ThermoPro does with my wired probes, and that is alert me when the meat is to my desired temperature, and it'll wake me up. So let's put this thing in. Let's see what we got going on here. Ooh, nice brisket. So I'm actually gonna just put it in the flat here. Ooh, super soft. I'll tell you, that prime piece was looking nice. Yeah, I got a ham over there too. Somebody wants that tomorrow. So, all right, I'm gonna try to get this brisket all dark and then get it moved over to the pellet cooker. So I just wanted to say that I'm pretty well pleased with the ThermoPro. I'm sure there's other things out there, but this is in my price point. I've got a couple other videos where I use the ThermoPro, this new TempSpike does what my ThermoPro did. The TempSpike has the ability to monitor ambient temperatures. I'll set it up to let me know if it drops below like 230 degrees or above 300. So I try to keep it somewhere in the middle. I found that being able to monitor my temperatures and actually keeping them, you know, where I want them helps the cooks go by better and faster. You guys probably understand that if you let it get too cold, then you've got to reheat it and it takes time. You got to keep that meat at that, you know, at that 250, 275 range, especially on an offset. I found that my pellet cooker is a little bit different. I was trying to run it at 250 and it kept drying out the briskets. If you watch any of my other videos, you know that I'm kind of always displeased with some of those crispy or burnt pieces that I get on the side. The brisket should be tender all around the whole thing, right? So anyways, seems to be when I use the pellet cooker that it gets too hot, causes that to happen. And the other thing I was trying to do, brisket wraps at the end of the cook, like rest in foil. So that meant the whole cook went uncovered. And I've gone back to just wrapping in butcher paper, adding the tallow. The last couple cooks I went back to that, and I find that just generally you're more successful doing that. The foil wrap is nice if you get the whole cook good, nice and tender all the way around. You don't have to use something like the pellet cooker to finish for you. You can really sit at your brisket, then you know you make be successful with that foil finish, foil rest. But anyways, I'm gonna do this one. Like I said, get it nice and dark on the offset. Monitor those temps. If they get too high or too low, I'll come out and manage the fire. I do have a little bit of attention deficit disorder. I can't really just stay out here by the fire. I gotta go do other stuff. I'll play video games, or I'll prepare other foods in the kitchen, or go watch a movie. So I definitely like this Thermo Pro letting me know if my temperatures drop or rise too high. So it's really helped me make my cooks better. So this thing right now, I've got a target temp for my internal temperature of my meat. I know that's gonna be somewhere in the AM. Hopefully wakes me up while I'm sleeping, but right now I'm just gonna let me know about my offset temperatures and keep it rolling for another couple hours. I'm at 9 o'clock now, so I think I've really only had that brisket on maybe for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I think it was just after 7 when I started this. I know I said 7, but anyways, I'm hoping by maybe 11 o'clock I can start to go to bed, put it on the offset, and hopefully it will finish up in the middle of the night in such a way that I can actually take it with me out to work at 7 a.m. in a roaster and then serve it at around 11. So let's see how this goes. Alright, so it's 11 o'clock, a little bit after, and I'm tired of running fire on this thing. Let's see what it looks like. Got a nice color. That, yeah, okay. Mark set up. The ThermoSpike said it was internal about 150 something, so it's a good time to wrap anyways. So looks good. I can smell it. I believe I'm gonna be all right. All right. I've been enjoying doing the apple cider vinegar on the paper first. It makes it much more manageable. It sure folds up a lot nicer. I'm going to add some smoked tallow. I just like it. darkened as much, but it'll be all right. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this. Pull that TempSpike for now. And then this is a big piece. Okay. It's going all over the floor. Okay, this is huge. All right. Let's see. Separate that paper a little bit more. All right. This is pretty big. All right. Put this back in the flat. Oh, and I am going to let that wake me up when it reaches an internal temp of, I'm going to go ahead and let it go to 205. I got the pellet cooker set to 210, so it's going to be kind of hard to overcook it by too much. And I'm going to go to bed. We'll see what happens when this thing wakes me up. I don't think I'll record that. I'm just going to let it wake me up. I'm going to pull it and let it rest and take it with me to work tomorrow, and we'll cut into it. So, yeah, otherwise I'm not going to do much else with it. Oh man, this feels too soft.
Although this is definitely always messy, hence the apron. Just one way to do it. Okay. Let's see. So you typically. Okay.
We ain't got no plates out there yet?
Yeah, they're right there.
All we got are
Plates. Nice, very warm. Okay, looks pretty juicy.
We'll get to the plates.
Yep. Cool. It was upside down too, but that's
Enjoy
okay.
it with our eyes
It
first.
depends. So here's the flat. This is the lean part of a brisket. So not too dried out. I can see moisture in there, and definitely tender. They always say, "Can you pull it apart?" or whatever. So this side would always have the least amount of fat within the muscle fibers, right? So that's why they call it the lean. Okay. It could pull apart a little easier. And then this would be the fatty side. So you see actually the two muscles meet. You got fat in between. They would call this the brisket moist, or the fatty side. So it's typically going to just have more fat in there. But yeah. All right. Nice. Cool. So basically you grab a plate and a roll if you want it. We'll put some meat down on there and potato salad. Oh, probably need to open it.
When I pulled it off, I thought that it seemed to be a little tight. And I thought, well, I'm just gonna put it right in the oven on warm at 150 degrees, and I'm sure it would get a little bit more tender than that. But anyways, as you can see in some of the footage earlier, it actually was kind of tight. It pulled a little hard on me. Hey, Alice. And so everybody rather enjoyed it, but man, I knew it was too good to be true. I knew I couldn't get a brisket done in just 7 hours. So trying to set the temp to 210 and just let it get up to 205 seemed to give me a weird kind of outcome. So I'll have to try it again. I definitely also didn't like that I didn't get very much smoke taste on there. The bark wasn't very dark, and you saw the bark was really light. It was really soft. It tasted really good. Had great flavor, but it wasn't the normal bark setting I usually like. So, anyways, that was a quick overnight brisket, done kind of fast at 210 degrees. Kind of weird. So, anyways, I gotta keep on trying. Maybe let me know what I did wrong, besides the obvious. But thanks for watching. See you next time.